1. This is the Surly Grognards for December 11th, 2017. This is Peter Bowman, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Eric Carlson. How are you doing tonight, Eric?
I'm doing all right.
Excellent. Boy. So, we don't have a specific topic for tonight, so we'll probably ramble on a bit. I was thinking at some point we have to do a sort of a Christmassy episode of some sort, because it's coming up at Christmas time and such. But I figured we'd save that till next week.
Yeah, we can do that next week.
That was my thought. I think next week we'll probably we'll do sort of a recapping of things we think things that have come out in the past year or so, or that are about to come out that we think gamers might enjoy.
Okay.
Things they might like to get and such. We did this once a couple of years ago. I think it's about time to do another one.
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool. Alrighty, so start things off. What you been up to?
Not much. Been playing 40K. The new edition doesn't suck.
As you've mentioned, you've been enjoying the second.
I've been enjoying 8th edition, despite neither of my armies having a codex, or having one yet. This week I played against Black Legion, which is all demons and Terminators. I didn't have answers for the Terminators, but I killed Abaddon, which I consider a moral victory. Honestly, I eventually killed all his Terminators. It was just I was down to a War Boss, a Pain Boy, and 2 Burner Boys, and he still had 3 Obliterators.
Ow!
Yeah, and they were just sort of trained on the War Boss. Like, yeah, he's not surviving next round shooting.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But you killed Abaddon, so
I killed Abaddon. Well, technically, Abaddon killed himself after I knocked him down to 1 wound. But we're counting it as a kill for the War Boss's attack squig, because that's hilarious.
Nice. That's cool. Anything else of note, gaming-wise?
Let me see here.
It's been a couple of weeks, so...
Yeah, not particularly. I've been dinking around in STO, but you've been there half the time, so...
Yep. I mean, it's winter event time in STO again, so,
Yeah. Yeah, finally going to get my Breen Raider.
Yay.
Which is cool. Missed it last time, so...
Hey, this time it's the Tier 6 version.
Yes. Which means I might actually use it.
Ooh.
I probably won't.
I bet you'll level it up to get the trait and then be done with it.
Yeah, I'll level it up to get the trait and maybe dick around with it occasionally. But I've already got a really kick-ass T6 Raider.
The deuce, you say?
Yeah, I've got my D4X. It's the best ship ever. The end.
Oh, lordy. Yeah, been goofing around STO myself. The winter event is, as always, entertaining. The new stuff's good. Yeah, I'm amused by the Fecklery Krampus.
Yes,
thing.
that's actually kind of hilarious.
It's not as good as the Klingon ice fishing, but that's because that was fucking inspired.
Yes, with the Swedish fish and everything.
The Swedish fish and the giant gummy worm.
Yes, the gummy Yomgadar.
That was great. That's great. Yeah, the winter events got. It's just this wonderful level of goofy fun. It's great. The tower defense lane based attack waves of Borg assimilated snowmen is delightfully mad. Just
the winter event is fun and worth
it really
thinking
is.
Around with.
I really wish that they had managed to infuse some semblance of the level of whimsy and fun that the winter event has into the summer event.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't.
The summer events really is the ship worth grabbing? Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll fly around Ryza for 5 minutes at a time
The
and never
flying,
go back.
the flying stuff is it's flying. Flying in MMO is often fun, but
Yeah.
and they did a good job making the hover packs work, but and the surfing, the surf races are fun too, but that's really about it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't dig the summer event nearly as much.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
dig
either.
summer nearly as much. So
Fair enough. Let's see what else has been going on. Anything new in your Tuesday Crew tabletop game?
not as yet. We're still going through Shadowrun. Um we the last mission we kidnapped a celebrity so she'd have to break contract. And instead of stashing her someplace in like a warehouse or something, which would be intelligent, we just sailed to Bermuda.
Okay, different.
where we got in a row with pirates and then stole a CEO away from the pirates and basically managed to triple dip on this job.
Not bad, not bad.
This is very much the Shadowrun crew of, yeah, okay, that may pay some money. We'll go do that. And having just gotten back to Boston, we found out that in the whole 5 days we're gone, everything's gone to shit.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there's a serial killer which is up my alley. Our consistent NPCs sisters in town and looking to having run away from home.
Uh-huh.
Matt's familial ties to an old Shadowrun team have suddenly reaped unpleasant fruit.
Oh dear.
So yeah.
So yeah, I for my Thursday crew, we've been getting the nuts and bolts into position to start up a new game.
Mm,
We basically decided that the Fate fantasy game we were doing wasn't really tickling any of our fancy.
right.
It was okay. The system I still like the system, but the setting just didn't end up working as well as we'd hoped, and it just wasn't gelling. So
Fair enough.
what we're doing is we're doing a fantasy hero game,
Cool.
kinda. Oh God, I've finally managed to dust off the conceptual of the whole normal people from our world get sucked into a fantasy world setting thing.
Mm,
Um, and so what I did is basically had the players build their character, build a sort of a base character on from the contemporary world on sort of basic sort of standard heroic points of 50 base points, 50 disadvantages, and then they get extra cool abilities when 100 points worth of extra cool stuff that they get when they arrive in the fantasy world that they glue on top of the base character they built, and it's been amusing. We haven't actually started. We did the intro of the campaign this past Thursday, where basically they got dumped into the world,
right.
and they were all it was amusing. Let's see. So the setting in question, I made up a. So what I did is I've made up a fantasy world that is the setting for a manga basically that got adapted into an anime that was popular enough to get a video game that spawned a sort of that was more popular than either the original manga or anime.
Right.
That eventually spawned new versions of everything, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a big cultural hit, as it went along.
Right.
And that's the world they felt they've been sucked into is very similar to said setting. The interesting thing is all four of the player characters are familiar with different versions of the world.
Ah.
one of them knows the base the main video games and is a big gamer. Also a conspiracy theorist.
Of course.
He's hilarious. Uh, One of them is this guy who used to like the manga when he was a kid, clearly has grown past that and is now his only real connection with it is the mobile game he plays,
Right.
which is basically like a Bejeweled clone type thing. Uh, One of them is a retired zookeeper who only knows about the series because of his grandchildren, and the
Cool.
other is a TV chef who's was going to be doing a cross promotional thing with the new series.
Cool.
And was going to be doing something like in costume and such as a fictional character from the series. Um, and so that character question got she got turned into the character. She's basically taken up the role of that character. So she's now an elf. And is very confused.
One of the
And the retired zookeeper is a sort of quasi plant man thing that's also a druidic shapeshifter type.
right.
The guy who plays the mobile game is sort of very much a hipster, is a witch. So, broomstick, pointy hat.
And he totally grew apart from the game. It is totally not nerding out while trying not to show it.
Right, and the the video gamer dude is a paladin.
Of course.
Well, no, the best part is that is totally not what he'd want to play. Also, I said they all could bring like one item with them from the real world to into the setting, and they all decided their item got transformed somehow. So
Okay.
the witch, the hipster witch, was his cell phone, which got turned into sort of a magic scrying mirror type thing,
Okay.
roughly the same size as his phone. The TV chef, it was her credit card that got turned into a never-emptying money pouch.
That's
I forget-
stupendously useful.
Yes, it doesn't always have tons of money in it, but it always has a little bit.
It always has enough to pay for what you need, which is the important part.
Right. I don't remember what the retired zookeeper brought. I don't think he had decided on that. But the gamer guy it was his bicycle, which is now his
Is it a
warhorse.
horse now? Yes, awesome.
Which is his warhorse, Schwinn. It's it's got some promise. But yeah, the
Awesome.
thing is, the setting of the manga, the original manga setting was basically high school dude who got sucked into fantasy world became a big hero,
Right.
and that sort of became the
As you
theme for the
do.
various games of different people being pulled in, and the setting in question where they are now. It's known that people from other worlds have gotten sucked into the world, been pulled in via portals, and have become big heroes in this world and such. And we'll see if our player characters actually
Become heroes.
become heroes, or if they're not even remotely cut out for that. In the case of some of them.
Why am I the good guy?
Well, yeah. Oh, the best part about it is the gamer dude. A bunch of his powers actually require him to follow his paladin's code, which he's not actually aware of. He doesn't know what it is. The horse does.
Of course, does the horse talk?
No.
Of course not. That would
It's
be
it's
easy.
it's smarter than your average horse by a noticeable margin. It's still a horse.
Oh my! It's oh man, the horse from fucking Tangled is what it is.
Yeah, actually, kinda. Now, the former zookeeper druid can talk to animals.
Cool. So he could talk to the horse.
Yep. This is going to be a very strange game.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah,
and-
we're sort of the Tuesday crew is sort of has a plan to play Edge of the Empire,
Yep.
Round about the time probably when Chris and Matt get burned out running Shadowrun.
Right.
So probably sometime in the new year. With Hannah, who's never run a game, running their first arc, and then I'll be running the next one.
Okay.
So
Cool. Wait, you're actually going to run an arc? Neat.
yeah, well, I've been wanting to try out friggin' Edge of the Empire forever, and this was this is the only way I'm going to be able to fucking play it. So
Yeah. No. Totally. Well, it gives
So-
it gives Matt and Chris a break from GMing.
yes,
I'm fairly certain both you and Hannah will do a decent job.
yeah.
I
Hannah's biggest issue is to get over the nervousness of it being her first time running.
Yeah, totally. I have no. I'm thoroughly confident she'll actually be pretty good at it. To be totally honest.
Yes. I plan on playing a droid. I'm going to play sort of a floating Viper droid converted for maintenance, and I am totally going to be the mad engineer with tons of mechanical minions.
Oh,
I
dear.
plan on having so many lesser droids as my mechanical minions and shouting, "Kneel before the waves of metal!" Please don't shoot me.
Okay, that'll be interesting. Speaking of Star Wars,
I'm not dead yet.
no, you're not. I've not killed you yet. No.
I'm totally going to John McClane this, though. For those who haven't been keeping up with the Friday night Star Wars game, we recently got kidnapped by the main secondary villain, a bounty hunter named Rasise, and everyone's stuck on his Corvette, including me, but he doesn't know I'm on there.
That is your current assumption that he does not know. Yes.
Yes, there's the current assumption.
I will say
Whatever.
this,
I have a gun.
He does not. He does not know. You are correct.
Okay.
You guys aren't actually on his ship yet. You haven't been pulled on yet. The session ended
Right.
with you guys surrendering.
Right. Us having spent the entire session setting up this ruse where the group had broken up, so that he would come at us piecemeal, so we could jump on him. Except he had set a better trap because he's a jerk. Because Peter's a jerk.
It's a trap I've been planning for a while too,
No.
and your plan just dovetailed into it perfectly. I'm like, well, that's
I
going to
guess
be an
that's how I'll spring this one.
that's going to be an interesting interaction. Your reactions to the third Corvette were priceless.
Yes, like, oh, fuck you, that's where he is.
Of course, he wasn't in the first two.
I figured it was reasonable for him to have a second one, but a third? Oh, you prick.
Well, as I said, not that. Given that he's working for an Inquisitor,
Yeah.
it's not hard for them to actually just say, okay, we'll conscript two Imperial Corvettes, paint them differently, and send them out to help. If this is your plan, Rasise, and you think it'll work,
Fine.
it better fucking work. It better work, though, Rasise. And it did. It actually worked. He finally caught you people.
Caught us people.
He did catch you.
Yep, that was totally not part of design.
It wasn't, actually.
No, you don't know the depth of our cunning.
Uh-huh.
This is totally the Loki gambit, where we get captured on purpose for reasons.
Uh-huh. Your plan totally wasn't to use Nick as bait and then have you board Rasise's ship and take him out yourself.
Loki gambit.
Uh-huh. Sure. Hate to say it, none of you guys are Loki.
I don't think any of us are pretty enough to be Tom Hiddleston.
Probably not. Oh god. So that was an amusing session just for
Yes.
like I genuinely like your plan. It was a good plan. It just had a couple of flaws.
Yes.
I felt a little bad about dropping the hammer on you guys, but not that bad.
Well, you told us a while back that the gloves are off. All the shit's coming our
I
way.
did.
So
I'm not actually pulling punches anymore at all.
right.
I might not outright kill you guys just yet, but
You can't kill me. There's no narrative satisfaction if I die fighting Risise. I haven't been playing Space Alligator Spike Spiegel this long for that.
and then you died to the mid boss. What? I'm not that terrible a person. Oh,
But yeah,
Lordy.
no, I fully expect to die in this campaign.
I
If
know
I
you do.
survive, it'll be hilarious because it'll be just this like the end shot after the credits will just be going, "Fuck! Now I have to talk to my family."
Oh God. So yeah, that is. Yeah,
So yeah, that's pretty much the Friday game.
that's the Friday game. Yep. As I've said, we are in the final arc. Final arc.
Yes. Well, Risise either dies or we manage to escape. Either way, I don't think it's going to be relevant after this.
Distinctly
Um,
possible. I may or may not have plans for what's coming up.
Right. And
I-
then we have to fight Warns and his apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically going to come down to Word's character Twins fighting the apprentice while I fight Morns. Because that's just the way it has to work out narratively.
Oh, I have things in store.
Of course you do. But
I cannot wait for your reactions to one or two things that are coming up.
it's going to be us saying "fuck you, Peter," isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's my job, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's my job as a game master to give you to drop plot bombs on you guys occasionally, or drop things on you to make things difficult. My job isn't to kill you guys. My job is to make things difficult so that you have things to overcome to make it an interesting story.
And then kill us.
Well, in Vorkos's case, possibly.
Yeah, I haven't
But
been waiting
I
to
will
death
say
by
I would
since
not be
session
surprised
one.
if a non-insignificant portion of the party ends up dead at the end of the campaign.
Right.
I would not be shocked by that. But I also wouldn't be. I would not. my gut feeling is some of the party will end up dead. Some of the others will end up escaping.
Right.
Will end up surviving. Narratively, I expect Morns to die.
Right.
I'm not sure what's going to happen with the apprentice. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Risise yet either. Yeah. It's entirely possible you guys will kill him. I would not be shocked by that.
I mean, ideally, we capture him mostly alive and deliver him to Traffic the Hut, and then stuff happens. Whatever.
Yeah. So let's see what else is going on. Hmm.
Well,
So-
Well, I just found out like an hour ago that Ash vs. the Evil Dead is now available on Netflix. So that's what I'm going to be watching.
Ooh, neat. And speaking of Star Wars, there might be a new Star Wars movie coming out this week.
Maybe. I honestly haven't seen too much about that, which is fine by me. I'll probably see it over Christmas with my brothers. It's sort of become the tradition.
That's likely what I'll end up doing. If I see it in the theaters, that's likely what'll happen is I'll see it when I'm down visiting the family.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm going to yet. Yeah. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in this one. I think I'm cautiously optimistic again, but not,
I don't know. I have no. I'm not. I'm holding no judgment or prejudgment regarding this.
Yep.
I actively liked The Force Awakens.
I did too. It's a movie that, as I said, it's a movie that I found flawed, but I really enjoyed it.
Yes. I know some people who have decided they hate it. And that's fine. You're allowed to hate it. I liked it.
Sure. There are elements that I think are really good, and there are elements that I find wow. But I mean, as I said, I think it's a better, it's a more enjoyable viewing experience as in its entirety than any of the prequels were.
Yes,
I think
I will absolutely
I will say
agree with
I
that.
think there are elements of each of the prequel movies that I think were probably they were actually good. I think all three of the prequels had things in them that are better than people give them credit for.
Sure. I mean,
But
that's
I
not
also
hard.
think
They're
that
all
there's
regarded as cinematic cancer. So
yeah. I will say that I don't think there's one of them that is a complete standalone good decent movie. I think you could cobble
no.
together a good movie, but a very good movie from the three of them together. Maybe two. Like I'd say about a half to a third of the Attack of the Clones is actively good. It's just the rest of it's garbage. Uh, and there are ideas of a good movie in Phantom Menace. And
Yeah, it's just that the good movie happens off screen. That's its biggest
pretty
problem.
much. And Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge
The
of the
middle
Sith
bit's
would have been
good. The middle bit's good, honestly.
yeah,
Well, with the exception of anything involving Anakin and Amidala. But,
yeah. Honestly, Revenge of the Sith would have been a good movie if Lucas had managed to make us give a fuck about Anakin.
yeah, that would have been better. Or if, if Anakin's
And
fall to the
without
dark side
the
was,
believable.
yeah. If it had
It's like
started,
if we gave a shit about Anakin and Amidala, is what it boils down to.
yeah, then we don't. Because
No.
they really had no chemistry at all.
Kind of amazes me because Portman's fucking amazing and can fake it with anyone, except with Christensen apparently.
I honestly think it falls down to direction. Is
Yeah,
what it is.
I think. I remember reading recently that that Lucas can direct action and whatnot, but he has problems actually directing the actors. He expects the actors to find the characters.
Yeah.
And with some people like Harrison Ford, that works really well.
Yep.
But for most actors, they need an idea as to what the director's going for, and without direction from the director, they have a lot of problems.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's because none of them play enough D&D.
Possible. I don't know. At any rate, yeah. But yeah, I there's a lot about the Force Awakens I liked, but
Yeah.
there's a lot about it I find hilariously mockable.
Yes. Well, I know. Let's do A New Hope again with another Star Destroyer. again.
Yeah, the Death Star that's 10 feet longer.
Yep.
The shark is always 10 feet longer. That's
Like, did you really need to do another fucking super weapon? Really? And
honestly
a failure to
most
explain what the resistance in the First Order are. I
yeah
mean, I inferred it pretty quickly, but and it turned out to be correct. But having that explained more implicitly probably would have been helpful.
yeah. Honestly, a lot about the First Order came off as sort of okay. I mean, first off, I'm not faulting the actor for this. The character of General Hux is just
Hilarious.
he's just bad.
He's hilarious. I was like, really? Okay. Wow. Okay, dude. I'm kind of amazed I'm expected to take him seriously, honestly.
Yeah, I'm expect to take anything involving the First Order seriously. Like seriously, all the major characters of the First Order in that movie are hard to take seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I could see I could see Kylo Ren developing into a real threat, but at the moment he's not.
Yeah, he's a dark side fanboy.
And I actually really like Kylo Ren as a character. I think he's got a lot of interesting ideas in him.
Yep.
But I can't take him as a major threat as the main villain, or even a secondary villain. Like, yeah,
Yep,
and
I agree.
General Hux
Is laughable.
is hilarious.
Snoke doesn't get enough screen time to matter.
Yeah,
And poor Phasma.
yeah. Poor Fat. Wow, there was a lot of potential with Phasma, and they just didn't give it to her.
Nope.
Like, they did not give her any of that shit.
Down the garbage chute.
Yep.
Jeez. Oh, God. They're going to have to work to redeem her in this next movie.
Yeah.
Just seriously. But despite that, like, the main characters are good.
Yeah, like, Finn might be my favorite character. Finn's amazing.
Finn's a great character. Rey's a good character. As
Rey's
a character.
good character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BB-8 is the best droid. Like, seriously.
I know. I maintain the Viper droid, and Hoth is the best droid.
I'm talking about as a character.
Okay. I just like the flying spider droid.
I know you do, and it's a neat looking droid, but you can make a good argument for the one from oh God, was it Rogue One?
Rebels?
The other movie. The other movie. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One.
Yeah, oh wow. Yeah, no, he's the best droid. Never mind.
But in a mainline Star Wars movie, I definitely think BB-8 is as a character. I think he's I liked him more than I like R2. Like,
yeah,
or 3PO, and I like 3PO a lot. I used to like R2 until the prequels happened.
Let's give him jetpacks and laser cannons and have him transform into a speeder bike and fight a Gundam.
Yeeg. At any rate, but yeah, I like BB-8 a lot. Poe Dameron I'm glad they actually reversed themselves and actually kept him alive. He's turned into a good character. It was great to see Leia and Han again.
Yep.
And God, Carrie and Harrison were great. I'm gonna miss the fact that I'm gonna miss Harrison Ford's. I'm gonna miss him in the next movie, and I'm gonna miss Carrie after this movie.
Yep. I think Harrison Ford's been wanting to kill off Han Solo for so long.
Oh, I know. I understand. I understand.
Do have bit of an issue with Leia running up to hug Rey after Han dies instead of Chewie. I mean, come on. Maybe she and Chewie just don't get along.
It's possible. I don't know. Maybe there'll be an explanation for it. Who knows?
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet it's just that they just actually hate each other. The only reason they ever hung out was because of Han. I mean, thinking back on it, I don't think she ever treated Chewie with like anything other than barely covered disdain in the original movies. Like, she didn't even give him a fucking medal.
Yeah.
I do remember reading a fan theory on that. There was a fan theory that Chewie's actually been spending all this time as a super deep cover operative, and he already had that medal. The whole like Medal of Honor type of deal, and he couldn't accept it without blowing his cover.
Okay, I guess.
So
Sure.
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe.
Gavin Chat says Leia and Chewie both see each other as the other woman.
Kinda.
I can kind of see that. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, I'm cautiously optimistic about the new movie, just because it's a new Star Wars movie, and the last one didn't suck.
Yeah.
So okay.
I mean, it's probably Abrams' best movie. I mean, I haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is apparently really good.
I haven't
But-
either. So
Yeah, it's apparently Abrams' best movie. It's Abrams' best movie, discounting that one because I haven't seen it.
enough.
And I just don't like Abrams, but I liked this movie. So,
yeah. Oh boy.
and I'll never forgive him for what he did Into Dumbness. Just
Uh,
fuck you for that movie, dude.
yeah, I'm not sure whether the blame falls mostly on his shoulder or Orky's shoulders. I lean towards Orky because he's the scriptwriter, and the biggest
Sure.
issues with that movie is the writing.
Sure, but there's a lot of just Abramsisms that are cranked to 11. Like the whole,
sure.
it's not Khan, it's not Khan. Guess what? It's Khan. You're surprised, right?
Yeah, but a chunk of that also lands squarely on Orky's shoulders.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. If a director typically gets most of the credit with a movie, they get most of the blame too.
I know, and there's a lot to blame
And
for that.
Yeah,
But I cannot. I refuse to let Orky off any hooks.
well, Orky's terrible.
Yes.
I mean, he's ashamed to the word Orky. So I know he spells it differently, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, oh my god. But yeah, I really don't. God, Into Darkness was bad. Bad.
So bad.
So very bad.
To be fair, the art direction is pretty damn good, but
Sure. Doesn't say
that's
the
about
movie.
all I got. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Good, I have to say about that movie.
Ugh.
Good art direction.
At any rate, yeah. I'm trying to think what else has been going on gaming wise and stuff. Not a whole lot for me, really. I mean,
Yeah. Same here. You know. Yeah. Been playing 40K. Been playing the Friday game. Playing the Tuesday game.
yep.
Been playing SGO. Yeah, that's pretty much been my gaming life.
Yeah, I also okay. Yeah, one other thing. I actually have been enjoying the new player versus computer mode in Hearthstone that they released with the new expansion last week. The dungeon run thing. It's surprisingly good. It's a lot of fun, and it's totally free. The hell.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I'm enjoying the dungeon runs. It has a lot of the it's got a lot of the best aspects of playing a CCG. You're sort of building together. You get to build your deck and you play it, and you're playing. But you're also it's got sort of these weird sort of quasi almost roguelike elements to it
Okay.
because you start off with this very basic deck, and you basically fight a series of opponents that are themed as dungeon bosses, basically, as if you're doing a run through a dungeon in an RPG type thing or an MMO.
Okay.
And after each boss you beat, you get a choice between three groups of three cards that are sort of themed to your deck, and every now and then you get to basically get treasures you loot from the boss that are special things that are special cool things that modify your deck or are a special card in your deck that does something crazy. And each of the bosses has their own unique. They're not the normal sort of Hearthstone decks. They're different. They have their own special power that works differently, and and if you beat 8 in a row, they go up in escalating difficulty in general. And you can run into some of the bosses at different stages, and their decks are slightly different depending on where they are. And the final bosses are all cheating bastards, but kind of in an interesting way.
Okay.
I've only fought 2 of them so far, but yeah, they're interesting. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and again, it's free, so I don't
Cool.
have to spend a dime on that. Woo!
The new trailers for both Ready Player One and Battle Angel Alita dropped.
Oh
Also.
yeah, that's true. They did.
All I got to say about Ready Player One is fucking Gundam. So
Yeah, I have not read the
and
book, so I know nothing about it.
I have. It's fun. It's not high art or anything. It's probably a little overrated, but
Yep.
it's fun. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Um, it's a gigantic nostalgia wank fest, but that's okay. You're
Sure.
allowed to have a gigantic nostalgia wank fest every once in a while.
Sure. Why not? Yeah. Yeah. I saw both trailers. They look fine.
Yeah.
I'm not
Uh,
particularly jazzed about either.
I'll check out Battle. I'll definitely check out Battle Angel because I'm really think it's interesting that because they're clearly like intentionally invoking Uncanny Valley with the main character,
Yep.
which I think is a really interesting choice to do with your full conversion cyborg that's having issues of humanity.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
I think that's a really neat way to drive it home.
Yep. I agree.
And the question is, does it work? Which you can only judge after watching the movie.
Right. Exactly. No. I agree. Yeah. I. I'm sure.
And also, I really liked the anime when it came out 1,000 years ago. All 3 episodes of it.
Right.
And Ready Player One has, well, I like the book. They've got a Gundam in the movie, so now I have to see it. There's a Gundam.
Yep. Eric and your mecha,
Yep,
and I'm still not going to give you one in the Star Wars game.
that's bullshit. I think I've earned it.
No, you really haven't, Eric.
I've definitely earned it. Give me my mecha.
No. You do not get a mecha in Star Wars, Eric. It doesn't happen.
I always get a mecha.
No, you don't, Eric.
Yes, I do. This is a law of the universe.
Eric, how many mecha have you actually gotten in games? And
Not enough,
uh-huh.
because I've been cheated way too many times.
So how is it a law of the universe that always happens if you've not gotten them all that often?
Well, clearly I'm building up a karmic debt to get a really cool one.
Uh-huh.
It's
Sure,
only
Eric.
possible explanation.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that a lot of the games you played in mecha don't make any goddamn sense.
Like, it don't make any goddamn sense, period. They're still awesome.
Yes, but there are places where they make even less sense than usual.
So I'm going to get one of your planned Star Trek game, right?
No.
Totally going to get a Gundam. It's
No,
gonna be
you're
awesome.
not.
It's going to be great.
Don't work, Eric. Don't build yourself up on this one. You know you're not going to get one.
Totally getting one. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a Klingon Gundam, and it's going to shoot laser beams out of its head crest. Hit forehead ridges. Going to be for the laser beams.
Eric, I know you're joking because, duh. But I'm just saying, no.
Oh, it just seems like the right way to do it. Just saying.
Star Trek doesn't have mecha.
It's only because they've been so limited. Speaking of Star Trek, I've been watching the original series lately
Oh, yeah?
on Netflix. Yeah, I'm not even through the first season yet, but I realized just how long it had been since I've seen Star Trek
Yep.
because they've got their remastered version on.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that really kick-ass looking spheroid ship and the Corbinite maneuver was just a blob of yellow light. And most of the shots involving like the Enterprise or shuttlecraft and whatnot were a lot more static.
So how are you enjoying rewatching the original series?
I have been enjoying it. It's a good series.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's
occasionally hilariously dated.
yes, yes, oh yes, yes, yes. Wow, it's dated.
Yeah, it is.
It definitely shows its age in a lot of ways.
Computer cross-reference these two people working tick 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 working tick 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 tick.
Yeah.
Just that just shows its age. Not to mention like so many other ways. Like Yeoman Rand's hair. Like holy shit, how much time did she spend getting that done? Because you can see like the woven crosshatch and the top plate of it, and it was just because I have no other way to describe it other than as a plate. Like, how long did you spend in makeup for that hair? I'm pretty sure Michael Dorn didn't need to spend that much time in friggin' for his Klingon makeup. Pretty sure Ron Perlman didn't need to spend that much time for his makeup in any thing he's ever done. So he wears a lot of prosthetics.
Oh lordy. I don't remember who was it. I know it was either Data. It was either Spiner or Dorn who had spent the longest in the makeup chair. I think it was Spiner, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because
getting the blend on the skin coloring was a bitch and a half, from what I understand.
Yeah, because the prosthetic was designed to be the same skin color as Dorn, so it was really just a little bit of blending along the edges.
Right.
That was all they needed. But like, Spiner's skin color it changes slightly over the course of the series.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes less green. Or more green, I don't remember.
It's been a while since I've watched Next Gen. Which I'm intending to watch a chunk of it again at some point in the near future, because I'm going to be running a Star Trek game, and I kind of have to rewatch some of the source material. But I'm not going to watch Season 1 of Next Gen for what I like to call painfully obvious reasons.
But Peter, don't you want to go to the planet of the black stereotypes?
No, I really don't. I do not want to rewatch Code of Honor, Eric. Do you know why I don't want to rewatch Code of Honor?
It's possibly the worst Star Trek episode.
It's very high on the list.
I mean, it's either that or the fucking clip show.
Oh, there are a lot of really bad episodes. Ugh. So yeah, um, yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm going to be running a Star Trek Adventures game at some point in the near future.
Hooray! I'm looking
But
forward to trying that system
I am
out.
too. I'm looking forward to trying it a lot. Also, it's gonna be weirdly the thing
I'm looking forward to Word trying to wrangle mine and Gav's characters.
oh dear.
Because if I remember correctly, Gav's character was raised by Tellarites, which means he's automatically a contrary prick. And I'm an old veteran Klingon. So it's going to be fun.
Going to be interesting.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. The really weird thing is that I don't think any of the player characters actually are qualified to be the first officer.
I think mine works as sort of a as an unofficial first officer
Yes.
because he's actually got a fairly high command and is experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So
You have both good command. You've got very good command, good presence, and and experience. So yes. The problem is you're not actually a Starfleet officer.
yeah, whatever. We're off in the middle of nowhere. Who cares?
But none of the player characters are actually qualified to be a first officer.
Yeah, because Nick's playing the bartender, isn't he?
Yes. Well, asterisk, yes.
Yeah, and Skitch is playing the
He's a science officer. The big thing is that he's a very young science officer.
right, and he doesn't have a very good command, does he?
No.
Yeah.
No, you are the most qualified. In terms of abilities, both you and Nick's characters are actually pretty damn qualified to be first officers.
Just that one's a
What-
bartender and one's
No,
technically,
more importantly,
technically a member of the KDF.
one's a member of the KDF. One was basically drummed out of Starfleet. He is a technically speaking was in Starfleet.
Right, right.
It's debatable whether he actually still is, or if we haven't fully decided on that yet. We have to work the
Right.
details out. So we have to find some way to work him in as because currently he's sort of operating as the bartender on the ship, but we have to work
Right.
him in as actually part of the main cast, and not a supporting character. Yeah. I also still have to figure out what fucking ship I'm going to give you guys.
I vote Excelsior.
Well, it's got to have a bar.
So yeah, an Excelsior.
It might.
You're
I don't
probably
know.
not going to have one on a Miranda because because the Miranda's relatively small. But
Yes.
Excelsior almost certainly has a bar.
Maybe.
I seem to remember the Constitution had a bar,
Did
or the
it?
movie era Constitution.
It
did.
might have. It might have. I don't remember. I mean, as far as I know, the only the only Starfleet ship we've seen definitively having a bar is the Galaxy class.
Right.
The Pathfinder had had a mess hall basically.
I don't remember the Pathfinder.
That's the in Voyager.
I thought that was the Intrepid.
No, you're right. It's the Intrepid. I get the Pathfinder is the upgraded Intrepid. I'm dumb. Sorry.
Right, right. The one from STO. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The Intrepid. The Intrepid has a mess hall. I suspect that the Ambassador class has one, given its predilection for being used as a transport for diplomats and such.
Yeah, but it doesn't look nearly as cool as the Excelsior.
Yes, but it is not nearly as ancient a ship.
Well, the Excelsior is fine.
Oh my God, it's old, Eric.
So? Doesn't mean it's not awesome. The Burrell's old, but it kicks ass. General Martok took one as his flag.
Uh-huh. Eric?
I don't want to hear shit about Martok. Martok was the man.
I'm not giving shit about Martok. Nope. I'm just saying the Excelsior is on the list of possibilities. I agree.
Okay.
I'm just warning you that it is old.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Mm.
I'm from the KDF, dude. Old is fine. I guarantee you I served on at least one D7.
Probably. Also, I disagree with you. I think the Ambassador looks better than the Excelsior, but that's just me.
Well, we'll just have to fight to the death.
Nah. Don't make me give you guys a Nova. I like the Nova, but, it's actually completely out of the question. Again, there's no way there's a bar on that thing.
Yeah.
This also rules out the Defiant.
The Defiant totally has a bar. It's got
does,
plenty of space
There
for
is
a bar.
no way the Defiant has a bar, Eric.
It's got a gigantic bar that's like half a deck is the bar.
No, it really doesn't, Eric, and you know it.
No, there's no way we're getting a Defiant. I agree. Also because unless it's not terribly well suited for instances where we're not just fucking killing things.
No, not really. It's a warship.
Yeah, it's basically a series of phaser cannons and engines with like a hull wrapped around it.
Pretty much.
But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I did find a website that had a bunch of homebrew ships on it, so which
cool.
all look like they're relatively appropriate. So
You could always give us the Adventurer Arbiter from STO.
possibly depends on when I want to set things. The problem with them is they're warships.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I could give you a Galaxy class, but it just feels a little big.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Galaxy, but dear Lord, that is a
I don't.
ginormous ship. Talk about a lot of fucking crew.
Yeah. And well, I'd almost be inclined to go for like a movie era Constitution over.
They're out of service. They're out of service at this point.
Okay.
They are out of service. The Excelsior is about as old as it. The Excelsior and Miranda are about as old as it gets.
Right.
And technically speaking, the game does have rules for using ships that are old but still in service, and upgrading them to being appropriate for the era the game's set in.
Right.
Because, unsurprisingly, older era ships' stats aren't as good.
I'm shocked by this.
Yeah, I know. Basically, you get a bonus. You get a +1 bonus to a stat of your choice for every 10 years. You're updating it, and I think you can't increase any stat by more than 2. But yeah. The Ambassador's on my list of possible ships. I will say that because I think it makes sense for a lot of the roles I envision for the campaign. In that it's basically it's basically the Galaxy before the Galaxy.
Right.
So it's a possibility. There are a bunch of things I'm thinking about still. But the campaign is not about to start, so I don't have to worry about
No,
it too much.
we're a ways away.
We're at least a couple of months out. I will say
Yeah.
that because there's going to be
We've
some
got the
downtime in the Star Wars game because of
Yeah.
the holidays.
The holidays but the holidays will happen. Which means like a month off. Or thereabouts.
Yep, and etc. Anyways, let me see if we got any viewer questions in the email box.
Ooh.
I don't think we do though.
No.
Nope, no questions there. Let me check the comments on the last episode. Yep. No questions in the comments. All right, so yeah.
All right.
So we don't actually normally, as I said, I try to save. Like, we wrap up each. We try to save time at the end of each show to wrap things up with viewer questions. We didn't have any for this week because we ran through a bunch of them in a basically Q&A episode. So I'm not surprised. That said, so if you've got if you're out there and you're listening and you've got questions you'd like us to answer in the show, please send them to us. We try to save time for answering viewer questions. So our email address is surlygrognards@yahoo.com, surlygrognards @yahoo.com, or you can post in the comments on the YouTube recording. Either will work. I keep an eye on those for viewer questions and such. If you've got show topic suggestions, dear God, we fucking love show topic suggestions. That means we can talk about what you guys want us to talk about.
As opposed to us just gibbering off in the corner like we just did.
Yeah. Having a focused topic for an episode is something that is actually nice, and we like getting ones from you guys.
Yes.
If you've got feedback for us, ways we can make the show better, constructive criticism, etc., let us know. We love getting that stuff too. It's really helpful. Other than that, we record the show Monday nights here on twitch.tv/MechaGM. I tweet out when the show's going to live. My Twitter handle is @MechaGM. Keep an eye on that if you want to know when the stream's going live. Other than that, I think that's going to do it for this week.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show. And we'll be back, I think, next week to talk about stuff that might make good Christmas gifts for gamers.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yay!
See you guys next time. Keep on gaming, everybody.
Bye, humans.